This is episode number 832 on the Anthropic CEO's Powerful AI Utopia. Welcome back to the Super Data Science Podcast. I am your host, Jon Krohn. Let's start things off with a recent review of the show. This one comes from Lukasz Kovlichuk, who is a gastrointestinal doctor in Colorado. Dr. Kovlichuk says, "Thanks so much for your great content. I learned so much, and thank you for so much social media engagement recently. Thanks to everyone out there, actually, for all the recent ratings and feedback on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and all the other podcasting platforms out there, as well as for the likes and comments on our YouTube videos. Apple Podcast reviews, I think, are especially helpful to us because they're our biggest channel, and they also allow you to leave written feedback if you want to. And I keep a close eye on those. So if you leave an Apple Podcast review, I'll be sure to read it on air. All right, today we're diving into the techno-optimistic vision of Dario Amodei, who is the CEO of Anthropic. Published in October, Dario wrote a 15,000-word article called Machines of Loving Grace, How AI Could Transform the World for the Better. And it's long, 15,000 words, but it's an exciting read, particularly if, as seems likely given that you listen to this podcast, you're bringing data science and machine learning to life. I do recommend reading the full article, which of course we've provided for you in the show notes, but given that it's so long, you might also appreciate this podcast episode in which I summarize the key points for you over just a few minutes. The aspect of Dario's article that made the biggest splash was his explicit defining of the term powerful AI. I'm going to use that term a lot in today's episode. He claims that he doesn't like the term artificial general intelligence or AGI, although I do happen to like that term when it's well defined, as it is by Google DeepMind, which is something I cover in detail in episode number 748. You can go back to that episode and listen. But anyway, we don't need to talk about AGI, that term, in today's episode. Instead, we'll just use the powerful AI term that Dario defines in his article. And here's how he defines it. So, first of all, powerful AI is smarter than a Nobel Prize winner across most fields. So, for example, fields like biology, computer programming, mathematics, engineering, and writing. We're talking about an AI system that can prove unsolved mathematical theorems, that can write exceptional novels, and develop complex software from scratch. But here's where powerful AI gets interesting. This isn't just an AI that you speak to, that you talk to, like the Claude or ChatGPT user interfaces that AI predominates in today. Instead, powerful AI has all the interfaces available to a human that's working virtually. So this is text, audio, video, mouse and keyboard control, and internet access. This powerful AI can then take actions online, direct experiments, create videos, and communicate with humans, for example. And it would do all of this at a level exceeding human capabilities. This powerful AI is autonomous too. It can handle tasks that take hours, days, or even weeks to complete, and it works independently like a smart employee would. Well, or I guess like even like a contractor that you hire to handle, like a contractor or a consultant that you hire to handle a big complex task over several weeks or even months, I suppose. And while the powerful AI doesn't have a physical body, it can control existing tools, robots, and laboratory equipment through computer interfaces. And we can scale this system up. It's not like there's just one of these. The resources used to train the model can be repurposed to run millions of instances of it at inference time. So each instance of these millions can process information and generate actions 10 to 100 times faster than humans. These millions of copies can either work independently on different tasks or collaborate like a team of humans would. All in all, when this powerful AI is created, it would be what Dario referred to in his article as a country full of geniuses in a data center. So it's like, having millions of geniuses just packed together into a data center. While this powerful AI is mind-blowing relative to today's already tremendously impressive AI systems, there are limitations even to powerful AI. For example, biological experiments and hardware manufacturing still take time. Intelligence, while powerful, isn't magic fairy dust. You can't instantly cure aging and all cancers just because you have a vast intelligence available to you. Humans and or the powerful AI can have a hypothesis as to some way to cure, say, a specific cancer type, but then the hypothesis needs to be tested for years in experimental animals and show promising, safe results before being tested on a small number of humans and then gradually more and more humans in well-controlled clinical trials. The timeline I just described is the best case scenario where the hypothesis is proved correct by in vivo experiments, but most of the time, breakthrough hypotheses are incorrect and lots of time consuming iterations are required. Nevertheless, the vision of powerful AI is exciting. Potentially within as few as 5 to 10 years after developing this powerful AI system, we could see transformative changes across multiple domains. In healthcare and biology, for example, we might compress a century's worth of progress into a decade or so. Many cancers could be eliminated, genetic diseases could be cured or prevented, and average human lifespan could potentially double to 150 years. Mental health conditions that have plagued humanity for millennia could become fully treatable, and we might gain unprecedented control over our biological and cognitive processes. On the economic front, Dario envisions AI enabling developing nations to achieve unprecedented growth rates of up to 20% annually. This could lift billions of people out of poverty and help close the gap between developed and developing nations. We might see a second green revolution in agriculture, breakthrough solutions for climate change, and dramatic improvements in food security worldwide. Even in governance and social structures, which could be trickier to accelerate than technology, powerful AI could potentially strengthen democratic institutions by improving government services, making legal systems more impartial, and helping create more informed and thoughtful citizenry. So, what's the timeline for this wild, powerful AI to be realized? Is it decades away? Maybe. But Dario suggests powerful AI could arrive as early as 2026. That's only 2 years away. That could be a stretch. And Dario, as CEO of Anthropic, one of the leaders at the absolute cutting edge of AI capabilities, he's highly incentivized to be highly biased in his optimism in order to encourage his investors and researchers. But by scaling up the AI capabilities we already have today, for example, by scaling up the number of model parameters by orders of magnitude and scaling up inference time compute like OpenAI's O1 does, having a powerful AI that exceeds human level performance across virtually all cognitive tasks in only a few years is not wholly ungrounded science fiction. And if we develop powerful AI with effective safeguards, it could serve as a tool to create a more equitable, healthy, and prosperous world for everyone. All right, that's it for today's episode. If you enjoyed it or know someone who might, consider sharing this episode with them. Leave a review of the show on your favorite podcasting platform. Tag me in a LinkedIn or Twitter post with your thoughts. For example, do you think Dario's utopian visions are overly optimistic to the point of being silly? I'll read and, where appropriate, respond to your thoughts online. And if you aren't already, be sure to subscribe to the show, of course. Most importantly, I just hope you'll keep on listening. Until next time, keep on rocking it out there, and I'm looking forward to enjoying another round of the Super Data Science Podcast with you very soon.